I also lost my job to AI. What's this?
I lost my job.
Sure, I'll watch it. It looks like this is just a viewer.
Hey guys, in this video I want to share how I lost my job as a copywriter to AI. And I was one of the first people to actually, I feel like I was one of the first people to lose their jobs to AI. And it's so stupid because on one side I love AI so much, and on another side it's completely destroyed my life and took everything from me. So
Yeah,
there's that, I guess. Um, but what I want to say is like
a lot of people have
I
relationships like
I
that.
I was foreshadowing this for quite some time. Here's some context. So I was studying computer science in college,
Hmm.
and I remember taking an AI class. And
Yeah.
immediately after that class, I just dropped out of college. So we took what AI is, what its potentials are, what
Hmm.
it's being used for, and what it can do in the future. And I remember thinking, oh, you can teach a computer how to write code. Cool, but like, how am I gonna be useful as a coder if the computer can't write code by itself?
It's a good
And
question.
I was like, I don't know how long this will take to happen, maybe 5 or 10 or 20 years,
Yeah,
but at some point I'm gonna be out of a job if I keep
that's a smart. I think he's smart. Yeah, true. You don't want to build a castle on sand.
doing this. So I quit. And
Hmm.
before that, I was studying graphic design, and I quit that because I hated it. And I went into computer science thinking that's a bit more logical and stuff. But then I just dropped out of college.
No,
So, but you know what I thought? I thought, okay, maybe you can teach a computer how to write code, but you can never teach it how to be creative.
right.
Boy, was I wrong. Boy, was I wrong. Oh my God. So, whenever GPT-3 came out, I remember my boss or my CEO posting something on LinkedIn about how he prompted it to write something, and it wrote it, and it did a great job. And literally the next day, I stopped receiving tasks from this company, who for the past 2 years I
One day, he's like, "Damn, this shit really works." Yeah, no, we don't need to call him anymore. No, no, we got it. We got it. Yeah. Wow.
been receiving an insane amount of tasks every day.
Hmm.
And I also happen to be the sole breadwinner for my family. So
Yep.
I had that to worry about, but I wasn't really worried because I was good at my job, and I knew the
Sure.
company needed me. I was the only copywriter there. So it was kind of like, a done deal. And then GPT-3 happened, and I remember seeing it and thinking, well, this is pretty good for what it is,
Yeah.
but I'm not sure it can replace me yet. But I kind of thought it might.
Hmm.
And then I like just stopped receiving any tasks. And like a couple of weeks after that, they just let me go. They were like, "Oh, you're still here."
Yeah. Oops.
So, so yeah, and I remember feeling like, okay, it's fine. It's not the end of the world, even though deep down I knew it was. And I was like, I'll just find another job.
Hmm.
And I did find another job. And ChatGPT wasn't an issue. They hired me. But everything I'd write and send them, they would send to ChatGPT to comment on and then send it back to me. And at
So Chat GPT was his manager. Okay, now this is getting good. Yeah. Now, okay. That's good.
first, I'd
It's his
work on like the
supervisor.
comments myself, but like next, I started sending their comments from ChatGPT
Hmm.
to my ChatGPT, and it would reply to those comments and send it back and forth. And eventually, it just became ChatGPTs talking to each other. Like, I swear to God, it was like there's no
Oh my god, this is so fucking stupid. This is so fucking stupid. I love it. It's
people
amazing.
at that company. Point is, I uh, I ended up quitting that job because
Yeah.
I just absolutely hated it. It was horrible. And today, I actually regret leaving that job because it was my last job. And ever since then, I've been applying to hundreds, if not thousands, of jobs and getting
Jesus.
nothing. No freelance work, no full time, part time contract, nothing. Just it's gone.
Yeah,
Everyone
of
I talk
course.
to is obsessed with automating everything, with getting rid
Well,
of.
if you had a way to just have a robot do it and not have to pay the robot, you just have to buy the robot and then it just does it for free forever. Like, I think that you would do that too. Everybody would do that. I mean, fuck. Like, let's be honest, right? I mean, there's hundreds of thousands. Who cares, right? I just send the bot to work. Yeah, exactly. It's not that simple, or it's not that complicated. College dropout who quit his job realizing it was a bad decision. Well, no, because it doesn't really. I mean, people with degrees have this happen too. It's not like that's it.
their marketing team and just having AIs do everything for them. So
Yeah,
there it is. It happened. And since then, I've been doing nothing.
good.
I've just
It's a
been
good start.
gaming, and I'm trying to upskill
It's
and
like one of my
learn new stuff,
viewers.
so maybe I
Yeah.
can be useful in different ways. I'm learning 3D modeling and Blender.
Well, the good thing is that AI will never understand how to do 3D modeling, right? I mean, hey, at least, yeah, yeah, true, true. They're never gonna figure that out ever.
learning some game design. Uh, I don't know. I'm doing a bunch of stuff, but none of them are making me any money,
Yeah.
or neither do they have the potential of making me money because I'm not good yet. It's not like with writing where I've been doing it all my life and I could actually work in it and be productive and useful and make money and whatever. But
Apparently not.
this time it's different. It's awful, and I don't know. I just wanted to talk about it. I saw this guy. There's this video that went viral of a guy saying he lost his
Yeah.
job, like now as a graphic designer. I'm thinking it's been fucking a year or whatever, or 2 years since I've lost my job as a copywriter, and now graphic designers and other sort of creatives, like in the workplace, are thinking that they're gonna lose their jobs. It's like copywriters were the
The problem isn't that people are losing their job. The problem is that people need a job to live. That's the real problem. That's the actual issue. Because if people didn't need a job and everybody could just do it on their own and people were just taken care of, everything was fine, this issue wouldn't exist. The problem is not that it replaces jobs. The problem is that jobs are required to live. And that's a paradigm that I think is going to have to change. I do. I think it's going to have to change. And it becomes more obvious every single year. And I think that anybody who denies it is they're being dishonest with themselves. We all become streamers with AI view bots. Yeah, everybody will have 100,000 viewers.
first to go. And every copywriter, not every, but like a lot of copywriters I've talked about, just like kind of want to tell you that you're bad at your job, or like they want
Like,
to.
here's a really great example of it. Like, let's look at video games. A lot of us really like the old video games, but people don't make video games like that anymore. But there's a handful of people that do, and there's still a market for it. Things like Blasphemous, things like that. And we can still relive that time and still go back and play those video games. And there's not a desire and a need to, like, oh, we have to make video games the same as they were in 1995. We can never evolve or change the paradigm at all because this could fuck with an economy. The truth is that because it's something you're doing that's not contingent on money, you have a greater degree of freedom. It's the same as whenever photography was invented, people didn't stop drawing pictures. Now, obviously, like the amount of people that can make money off of it was decreased, and the, like impressiveness of something that's photorealistic was diminished for sure. But overall, people still did it for the sake of the art. People still like doing it. And that's the difference. The problem, it has nothing to do with people getting replaced by robots or having robots do this. I think that really, and if you look at games, a lot of games that automate processes that are annoying are generally viewed as being positive. But why is it that automation and things that, you know, is just your everyday life is a great thing, but automation in making and having a job is a bad thing? Well, it's very obvious. I mean, like, what are we fucking talking about? It's very clear. It's because people need a fucking job and they don't want to lose their job. So whenever the real problem, if you took money out of the situation, everybody would be happy that this is happening. But because money is involved, then the situation is the problem? No, the money's the problem. That's the real issue. That's what I think.
To signal that they're better, or no, they can find clients because they're good, or I don't know what they're trying to do.
AI can't build houses. Snake trap? You just... So, like, do you want me to pull up the video where the AI builds a house, like a robot builds a house? Do you want me to just pull up the video? I could show you the video of where the robot builds the house. Like, I could do that, right? It'd be pretty easy. Okay. So, there we go. Robot doing it. And so you look at this here.
My name is Ayman Hussein, and I am the director of 3D printing at Alquist. Here at Alquist, control panel to operate and monitor the print settings. Then on, and so the program is the center line.
Yeah. So you can. There it is. So I just wanted you to see that. It is there.
Point is, that was GPT-3. I lost my job to GPT-3, not GPT 3.5 or
Hasn't this
4
been happening
or 4
forever, though?
Turbo
It has
or
been.
O or any of that, right? That was just GPT-3. Was enough to replace me as a copywriter. And you might think I was bad, and I'll give you that. It's fine. But that's not really the point. The point is, I can't find a job anymore. So I guess what I'm saying is subscribe, because this is what I'm doing now.
That's going to be hard to do.
I mean, I've always
That
wanted to
sucks.
be a YouTuber, but I never thought that this might be my only chance, because other than that, I think I'd have to open and run my own business or something like that.
That's what he should do.
Because, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, copywriting is dead. I don't think you're... like, yeah, the high level, very high level copywriters, the very high level marketing writers are going to keep their jobs. Not every writer is going to lose their job, but a lot of them will. A lot of them, a lot more than I think anyone has an idea. Anyway.
Yeah, he's right about that.
Another point. So this was the whole video. I don't know what I'm going to do now. I'm going to keep trying to work on 3D modeling and my YouTube. And
He's wasting his time. You're wasting your time doing that. It's stupid. You shouldn't do that. YouTube is like a fucking shot in the dark. You should never... Like, you're out of a job. You're the sole breadwinner of your family, and your main plan is to start doing YouTube. Like, I'm sorry, but this is a bad decision. You're making a bad call. You shouldn't be doing this. 3D modeling will also probably go the same way as copywriting. Now, it might not happen right away. It might not happen in 5 years. But, you know, let's say you do this for 3 years, you have a job for 2 years, and then in 7 years, now you're out of a fucking job again. So you're consistently doing this. You have to think a little bit more about... this is my perspective for like anybody that's in a situation like this, is that look for a problem that you can solve. Like, stop thinking about what job will people give me and start thinking about how can I solve a problem, and then find a job that fits into that problem in a way that's not replaceable. Like, that's probably the best way to do it. I mean, I don't know. You're asking him to get a completely new skill? Yeah, absolutely. Because if he doesn't, he's not going to be able to get a job. Like, that's just the way it is. And, like, I'm sure that there are going to be people that are saying, oh, it's not fair. It shouldn't be happening to you. It's so bad. Yeah, for sure. You're right. But it is happening. It's happening right now. And if you don't do something about it, you're going to ruin your life, right? That's it. And so, like, I'm not really... I mean, he's just a grown-ass man, right? He understands. Like, that's what it is. Critical thinking jobs are going to go last? Probably. It depends on what they are.
what I can do. But if you happen to be in the same position, let me know down in the comments. Tell me what you're doing about it, if it's happened to you. Or if you think that it's my fault that I lost my job and not AI's fault. But
it doesn't matter whose fault it is. Like, worrying and thinking about whose fault something bad, like, oh, something bad happened. Whose fault is it? It happened. It's probably both. It's AI's fault and it's your fault. There's probably something you could have done better. There's probably something AI removed that you were doing in an authentic and good way. Like, that's just the way it is.
I've been applying to thousands of jobs and just nothing. And yeah, at first I wanted to stay delusional and be like, okay, I'm still gonna find a job and all of that. But
I mean, to be fair, talking about staying delusional and then talking about doing YouTube, those are, I think kind of the same thing. Let's be honest. Like, there it is. It's hard to do YouTube and be successful at it. It really is hard. And also, like, whether you think that it's hard or not, it's very unlikely. Whether you want to attribute that to luck or hard work or both or whatever combination you want to add in, it is very unlikely for this to happen. Same with streaming, yes.
Job is not the point for me. Like, that's not, I can go find a job. It doesn't matter. I think if like 20 years from now to 30 years from now, what am I going to be doing? Am I still going to have this job? Am I still going to be useful in this capacity or whatever? And it doesn't feel like it. And I feel like even if I learn 3D modeling and any of that, at some point it's AI is just going to be good enough to do it by itself. I mean, you already have like the Google's new model and OpenAI's new model and where you can just basically have the camera open all the time and GPT can just read your screen and all of that. And Microsoft announced like recall and stuff. So I don't know. I mean, who knows where this is gonna go. I'm sending this video out into the void that is the internet, and not expecting anything really. I'm just gonna put this out there and let it be. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I would ask you to like and subscribe, but I don't know why you do that. Honestly, this channel is garbage, but I want to keep working on it and keep uploading and see where this gets me.
What a guy.
So anyway, that's it. Thank you for watching, and good luck.
So yeah, basically,
Creatives.
whenever I hear somebody tell me that, sometimes people will tell me something like, hey, I just decided to quit my job to start doing YouTube. I say, great. That's awesome. You've already made the worst mistake of your life. So now it can only get better. Right? Like, okay, so it's only up from here. Thank God. Awesome. And so whenever I see this happening, I get another job. Yeah, figure something out, right? And there are some people that do it and it works. I mean, here's the thing, right? I think that a lot of people love to shit on guys that, I'll give the video a like. It sucks that this is happening. Real lesson here is never quit your job until you have another one. Yes, unless you hate it. I mean, again, like, you just have to do whatever is best for you, man. There's the video. That's all there is. Things can always get worse. Oh, yeah, they definitely can. And then somehow you break through rock bottom and you keep going down. Yeah. Usually a lurker, but I've got a comment. I'm doing a PhD in AI right now. Honestly, if you lose your job right now, you never invested in developing a significant skill set. The purpose of at least the first generation of AI is to get rid of tasks, wasting time of skilled people. Imagine working 8 hours only dealing with productive things. To be honest with you, you're probably right, because this guy dropped out of college, so he probably doesn't have any expert level knowledge about a lot of things, and because of that, it was easier to replace his job. Like, that's the truth. That's why, yes, like, who else is getting replaced? People that are fast food workers. Why? Because it's a very easy fucking job, and that's it. Like, it's very hard in a way, but it's also very easy for a robot to do. Like, it is not something that's, like, mentally taxing in the same way that, like being a lawyer is mentally taxing, right? Get a career? Yeah, exactly. You've got to do something. That being said, there's millions of retards regardless. There certainly are. What AI can't do is think strategically and critically. Well, it can't do that yet. Of course it's going to be able to do that. Why would it not be able to do that? That's silly. Of course it would be, like, so AI is like, this is the one thing that AI will never be able to do. Of course it won't. Now, it probably will take the longest for that to happen. And I think that really, like, if somebody is in a situation like this, don't try to start YouTube. Don't try to go into a similar field, because if you're going into a similar field, don't you think AI would be going into that field too? You've got to rethink your life. I think that's really what it is. Hire an AI lawyer. Yeah, there you go. And it sounds great. Yeah, paradigm shift. Yeah, get a real job. I mean, every job is a real job. If you're getting real money for it, it's a real job. That's the way I see it. A year ago, GPT has strategy of a 9-year-old, which isn't half bad. Yeah, it's pretty good. I was playing Age of Empires back then. Nothing can beat live music, though. Of course, there's always going to be things that that people will always want other people to do, but that doesn't mean that it's like something that's unique or special or anything like that. What if the AI does live music? Well, I think that you've already seen things that are kind of like a version 1.0 of that, like those VTuber festivals and stuff like that. People need to invest in themselves. None of it will matter. AI is going to take everybody's job, and people are just going to be harvested for their organs and for the the electrical currents their bodies produce soon. So it won't really matter what job you have. It's just the way it is.